If I needed to reach out to someone that I was worried about, the first thing that I would do is to find a private space to have that conversation. I would then point out first what I've observed. So it might be something like, hey, I've just noticed you haven't quite seemed yourself lately. I would then ask them whether my observations are correct and whether they felt comfortable talking with me about it. I would then shut up and listen and hear what they have to say.
I would take them aside, somewhere private, away from others, and ask them, how are you doing at the moment? If they answered that they're okay, I'd say, okay, but is there anything else you want to talk about later? I'm here to help.
If someone actually came to check in on me and took the time to do that, I would really appreciate it. And I think it wouldn't really matter too much if they said or did the wrong thing. But I just really appreciate their time. I think if my preference would be that they would kind of have an open stance towards me, that they would maybe mention some of the things that they've noticed, particularly things that might have changed about me or things that might have tipped them off to thinking maybe something is going on and maybe there's something to check in about. And also I think I'd really value being able to work through some solutions together, what they can do and what I can do about the situation.
The way I like to check up on my staff is we have daily toolbox meetings where it's an open forum. We can discuss anything, any topic at all. And we also have a buddy system. We go for a one-on-one walk around the complex and just discuss, everything that's going on in our lives. There's never a bad time to ask someone, are you okay?
If someone were to ask me how I'm going, I'd want them to take me aside, somewhere private, somewhere a bit quiet, away from everyone, be really genuine about asking me how I'm going, and a little chocolate wouldn't hurt either.
I think it's firstly about asking the question, how are you? How are you going? And maybe even asking it twice, because that's quite a common greeting in Australia, and so often it's just fobbed off as it's just a hello. But asking that secondary question, no, really, how are things going, provides that space for someone to open up and share something that maybe they wouldn't have already shared. And then it's about listening and following up on that comment. So, if things aren't going well, seeing if you can work through that with them, provide them with support, or even just listening to them. Sometimes all people need is someone to listen to them.
As a manager, how do you check in on your team and your members? I thought, what better way than actually to ask the people in my team? Mano?
Yeah, Visor is very supportive in difficult situations, excellent communications. Like if he hasn't got immediate reply, he comes up with a backup plan, which always works.
Beautiful, thanks, Mano.
He makes sure he always checks on us how we're going outside of work, so he can best know what mental state we're in to perform our job to the best of our abilities.
Thanks, Matty.
So Wazza, we've been working, all of us have been working together for a while, so he knows when he asks if we're okay, and if we don't give a appropriate answer, he always follows up and makes sure that we're all right.